Section 3 Athletics Director John Rathbun calls the anything but normal high school fall sports season a success.
We've had a few little bumps along the way, but I think we're learning as we go. This is new for everybody.
Between soccer, field hockey, golf, tennis, swimming, and cross country, Rathbun says Section 3 schools reported just one instance of COVID-19 exposure during a game. Only a few other instances could be found statewide. Rathbun attributes New York's success to strict guidelines, compliance, and the lower risk of transmission outdoors.
We're going to have outbreaks. We know that we're going to have it. So I think we've got plans set in place to deal with those types of situations.
Last week, the New York State Public High School Athletic Association pushed back the start date for high-risk winter sports from the end of November to early January. In states where indoor sports have continued, cases are on the rise. Health leaders in Minnesota have directly linked 3,400 COVID-19 cases to youth sports, accounting for more than 100 outbreaks. Massachusetts and New Hampshire closed down indoor ice rinks last month after seeing similar outbreaks. What remains unclear is whether the virus is being transmitted during the game itself, on the sidelines, or in the locker room. Here in the Empire State, the biggest adjustment is athletes having to practice and play while wearing masks.
That's the law. You have to wear a mask at all times, and I think the rule is unless you can't tolerate it.
But in almost every game we've covered this fall, it was easy to spot players with masks pulled down below the chin. That's because the same State Department health guidance for sports and recreation that requires masks also reads in part, individuals must wear acceptable face coverings unless players are unable to tolerate a face covering for a physical activity.
If it's not being worn properly, then it's really not serving its purpose, and you're not protecting yourself, nor are you protecting those people you're coming closer to contact with.
St. Joseph's Chief Medical Officer Dr. Philip Falcone says masks are the most important line of defense against transmission of the virus. He says in sports, it needs to be strictly enforced as winter indoor sports begin.
The more time spent in a tight, closed space, even a gym, with numbers of people together is going to increase the risk.
Rathbun expects and hopes the state offers more guidance by the end of the month. And of course, the governor needs to sign off on that guidance.
Without knowing what the limitations are going to be, it's been very, very challenging.
I'm Tommy Sladak reporting.